Welcome to LifeIsHardTV.com, the life show for the rest of us. You're tuned into the Wine Channel, and this is the first of many weekly episodes of an educational wine tasting. We have the resident expert here at Glen-Ro Spirit Shop in Monroe, Connecticut, John. He's going to teach us about a couple of wines. So, you know, I'm not an expert at wines. If I don't ask all the right questions, then maybe you can ask those questions for me and then answer them. But you know what I'm looking for. I walked in today, and I'm looking for something to go with dinner tonight, and then maybe something, you know, kind of a. Typically, what I look for is something to go with dinner, and then maybe a weekday type of wine.
Right. Oh, we've got that for you.
Okay, great. So what do you have going today? So this, just to a little bit of background, you guys do weekly wine tastings every Saturday at 3 o'clock. Goes from 3 to 6.
Right.
So what we'll do. Here it is live Saturday afternoon. We're doing a wine tasting. We have 3 wines today.
Today we have 3.
So what we're going to try to do here at Glen-Ro in the future is we're going to try to have these posted. You can always go on to LifeIsHardTV.com, go on the Wine Channel. You can review the wine tastings, obviously, all week long. And eventually we're going to try to run them continuously in the store. So if you actually miss the live wine tasting here on Saturday, you come in on a Tuesday, then you can check out the wine review, and that's what we're doing here. So here we go. So wine number 1. Usually do you do red and white?
We usually do a white and a red, but depending on the season, we'll mix things up.
Okay.
Next week we're doing larger bottles for Super Bowl weekend, so
good.
Party bottles.
Yep, great.
But anyway,
great.
I poured you one already.
Okay.
This is a New Zealand white, and New Zealand's gotten to be very famous for Sauvignon Blancs, and rightly so. They're very, very they're tasty.
Right.
The flavors just jump right out from the glass. This particular one is called Tui Grove. Tui is named after a bird. And it's from the Marlborough region, which is the premier Sauvignon Blanc region.
Okay, so on a white, go ahead, I'm sorry.
With this particular Sauvignon Blanc, it's not as aggressive as some of the New Zealand ones. Some of them can be extremely pungent, grapefruits, and you do get some citrus in here, but it's also balanced off with some other herbal flavors. So this one's a little more restrained, which I kind of like, but it's super in your face. Sometimes it can be a little too much.
Get a chance? Can I get a hit?
Yep.
So if you've ever had some of them are very grapefruity. It's like having a breakfast.
Right, right. Can you hear okay from there, Roy? Can you come in a little closer and maybe pick up the just maybe a little louder? I'm not sure. But this tastes very good. I'm usually a red fan, but when I do white, it'll be either a Sauvignon Blanc or a Pinot Grigio. I think that might be on the drier side.
Well, you know, a lot of it depends on what you're going to have to eat. If you're having, like my favorite is oysters, Roy oysters, and Sauvignon Blanc.
That's
really
great.
Great mash. But any kind of seafood, cocktail.
This is, how do you pronounce this?
Tui.
Tui Grove.
From New Zealand.
In 08.
2000.
Sauvignon Blanc. $10 a bottle.
And as typical, screw caps.
Screw top, yeah, that's a great point. Screw tops, synthetic corks, traditional corks. Where are we trending on? I know we're trending away from traditional corks because of corking or the wine
there's an issue
can
with
spoil.
TCA. It's a trichloroanisole. When they treat the corks with chlorine, sometimes there's a reaction. You end up with an organism that contributes a mustiness, and that's called corked.
So that's how, it's not that air gets in, it's that chemical that interacts with the wine. Oh, interesting.
And they're working on it. They're still, you know, if you open up a case of wine, one wine, often you'll find at least one bottle corked.
I've been pretty lucky then. I'm either drinking corked wine or
well, some people have
I've been very lucky.
A threshold. Some people don't notice it as much.
Yeah, right.
You know.
Need me?
All right.
Okay.
Number 2. This is Tortoise Creek, and if you look at the labeling, let me hold that up.
Tortoise Creek,
it's got the word Shiraz, and the average person would think that this was from Australia, because the word Shiraz we associate with Australia.
I was just going to ask
This is actually from France, from southern France, Languedoc region.
Michelle.
For 2007, but they're aiming for that market that's looking for that fruitier style, more New World style rather than the Old World style. When we say New World, it usually means you know, Southern Hemisphere, America, where the fruits have more, the wines are more fruit forward. There's a bigger burst of fruit. And the Old World style is a little drier, a little less opulent. But but with this on the label, it makes me think that you're looking for that market, the New World market.
Okay.
So it's really the grape is called Syrah, or Shiraz.
So it's I've been confused on that. Syrah, S-I-R-A-H.
No, S-Y.
Oh, S-Y, okay.
There's a petite Syrah, which makes it even more confusing.
So that's the grape, and the wine it produces is a Shiraz.
If the
Syrah
winemaker wants to
grape.
call it that.
I see. So they have the option.
Most
I
people,
thought all Shiraz is from Australia, as you said.
well, like I said, they just took the word Syrah and changed it to Shiraz for themselves.
All right, so here's a bit of information, I think, for a complete novice in trying wine. So you're at a restaurant or right here, pour a little bit of wine. What's the purpose of swirling it in the glass? And you know, you want to, you're at a restaurant, you order a bottle of wine, you want to try to, you know, do the right thing.
Well, when you do that swirl, what that does is it brings the liquid higher on the rim of the glass, and then you get more vapor coming up, so you can smell it a lot better. So that's really what you're trying to do. You can get more information through your nose than you can through your taste buds. So swirling it helps you pick up what it. First, you're looking for that corkness. That's what I look for.
Right.
When I first open up a wine, looking to see if it's corked, and then I look for any other flaws. So if you're at a restaurant, that's the time you better send it back.
Right.
But the swirling, it truly does help you smell the wine a lot better.
So that brings, kind of mixes the air with the wine a little bit,
Exactly,
aerates it, and then you get a better aroma, and then you taste it.
But you're asking for a good everyday wine. This would be it. This wine would be great.
Yep, this is excellent right here. This is excellent.
A host of things, from pizzas to burgers to meats to by itself even. You know, some wines are so concentrated, or they might need food to tame them. But this doesn't.
If you're tasting a couple of different types, what's the best way? They talk about cleansing the palate. Should you have a piece of bread or cheese, or is it generally just bread?
Cheese actually kind of confuses the mouth a little bit.
Okay.
It'll numb the taste buds. So if you're trying to pass off a wine that's not so good, give them cheese.
Bread. Okay, got it. Bread's the way to go.
Apple's a good way to clean the palate. Bread is a good way. Water.
At Glen-Ro, you guys have a ton of wines in the $10 range, which I think is excellent. A ton of really high quality wines. And I've noticed, we'll get into this in future episodes, but the South American section back in the corner, outstanding taste and value there. And you know, we'll get into that. So, okay, so again, Tortoise Creek 07 Shiraz from France.
Southern
and
France.
This is excellent, by the way. I don't know if should you drink by the bottle or out of the bottle? No.
Not in public.
Okay.
But again, take a look, screw caps.
There you go.
So it's
greatest thing, you're taking it on the road, you're going into a hotel room, you don't need to call room service for a corkscrew, you just pop the top off and you're good to go.
All right.
Or bring your own restaurant, same thing. Piece of cake.
All right, our final wine today goes up a couple of steps. This is not your everyday table wine. This is a Bordeaux from the 2006 vintage Chateau Eau Chauget. And this is a Pomerol. The Pomerol is mostly Merlot. And Roy told me this one's got a bit of Malbec in it.
Okay.
Not Malbec, I'm sorry. Cab Franc. And
Cab Franc is
Cabernet
what?
Franc.
Cabernet.
There's Cabernet Sauvignon, which is a different grape. Cabernet Franc is another one of the blending grapes.
It's all new to me. I didn't know there was a Cab Franc.
Yeah.
So now we know. But
if you look at the color, you can see a really
it's
nice
very
deep purple.
red, yeah.
Now,
deep purple.
This is still a little bit
Deep
cool.
purple. That's a rock band.
That's right.
Did they name it after? They didn't. Okay.
But
poor joke, I know, but
we can dub in the laugh track. Now you'll see quite a difference in this kind of wine.
Oh wow!
This wine,
that's the next step.
This truly will be better in a couple of few years. It really will.
Is that right? So that's an 06.
The Tortoise Creek is made to drink now.
Yeah.
Bordeaux, even though 06 might sound like it's 3 years old, it's only recently been released, and it's truly will be better. At the very end, you get that gritty tannin taste. You get that little drying sensation. The tannins aren't quite finished yet, so they'll resolve in a few years.
I can taste that a little bit. So excellent. We have 3 great wines. We have the Tui Grove Sauvignon Blanc. We have the Tortoise Creek Shiraz from France, and we have the Cab Franc. I won't even begin to pronounce it, but I can tell you if you want to spend $22 on this, it tastes pretty damn good. But wait a year. Excellent, John. Thanks so much. Appreciate that. Episode 1, lifeishardtv.com, the wine channel, and you can check out these wine reviews all week. Come here and pick them up at Glen-Ro Spirit Shop.